Hello everyone, hope you guys are all doing great. I have some projects as well as an announcement to share with you all. I have reopened my Etsy shop, and a lot of my handmade projects that I will be creating from now on will be for sale in my Etsy shop. And we know we love to keep everything that we make, but sometimes you accumulate so much, and I have so much that I have created in the past that it's just all sitting there. You know, I've loved them, but then they need to go because you create things all the time and you can't just keep everything you make. So I'll pop my Etsy link, Etsy shop link down below so that you guys can go and check it out. I have made like new projects as well as current projects that I've decided to sell from previous creations that I have made. Also will be listed in my Etsy shop. And if you have any inquiries regarding anything, I'll leave my Facebook link down below so that you guys can go and check that out, or you can go and send me messages via my Etsy shop link also, and I'll pop that down below. Today I have created 3 shabby chic Christmas stockings for my Etsy shop, and I have made a shabby cream and pink one, a creamy gold colored one, and a shabby pink and white and cream one here that turned out so beautiful. So I'll start with this particular one here. This one is slightly narrower than the other two because I have stitched the seam and then turn it inside out, so it is a little bit narrower. So make sure that if you're making these, you make them a little bit wider so that when you turn them inside out you have a bit of seam allowance and it's not so narrow. But I like the petite size of this. It's kind of like tailored, so it has more dimension, whereas these ones here, you see they're they're bigger and more stumpy looking, like a traditional stocking, whereas this one is a little bit more fitted and more yeah, just more fitted. Here we go, more fitted again. I've repeated myself 3 times. Here we go. I have created a template out of A4 paper, and then I've just pinned that down onto some fabric and then just cut around the shape. I cut out a little bit bigger because the A4 paper wasn't very wide, so I cut about a few centimeters away from my actual design, depending on the size that you want. So you work accordingly to that, and you can go onto Google and just print out some stocking templates, pin them down onto whatever fabric you want, and then just cut out the shape and stitch from there. These particular 2 here, I didn't stitch and then turn them inside out. I left the edges raw. This particular one I covered with gimp trim so you couldn't see it. This particular stocking here, I made the raggedy rag look on the bottom so you can stitch it inside out and not worry about turning it that particular one. So here's the image that I have used on this particular one. It's got a 2 shabby angels that I have sparkled their wings, and they're printed onto fabric, all of them, and I've just gone ahead and embellished it with beautiful laces and trims from my stash. So that's the first shabby one, and I made a shabby rosette flower on the side here with seam binding, ruffled some laces and added that to the top, and that's just the back of it. I've just left it plain, and these come with little seam binding hooks so you can hang it up in your craft room or on your Christmas mantle, anywhere you like. This is the next one here, and again a lot of these images are from Pinterest, so that's the image that I used, and I went with the color scheme that's in here, the creams and the sort of like a taupey sort of look. So I printed the image out, cut the shape of the stocking that I want, glued that on, and then just went on embellishing it. This was recycled from a lady's dress. It's got the beautiful gathered pleats on there, some laces that I have tea dyed, beautiful appliques that I have added onto here, and flowers which I have avocado dyed as well as tea dyed, and just layer them and added beautiful bling centers. This one really sparkles a lot, so if you like sparkly things, this one is for you. And on the side here has a beautiful handmade flower out of some laces that I have in my stash, and I just cut out the applique and some laces that it has on it in a gold shimmery color, really beautiful, and just dangled lots of laces and ribbons and pearl trims on the end here. Added a beautiful pearl center there. and they're all lined on the inside also. And these ones are functional, so you can put gifts in them, you can put whatever you like in them and use them like a normal pair of Christmas stockings. And that's gold color fabric that I use for this particular stocking, and it's not a bright gold, it's just a beautiful creamy sort of gold color. So that's that particular one. And this particular shabby one here is my favorite. I love this one a lot. So I cut out my stocking and I stitched around it with like a 1 centimeter seam allowance, and I cut the edges to make that shabby sort of ragged look, and I just, you know, frayed them like that so that it looks really shabby and really ragged. Printed out this image from Pinterest, and a beautiful little angel, and glue that down, went around it with gimp trims, went around it with beautiful appliques, lots of layering of laces, different layering, lots and lots of laces there, lots of laces down the bottom here. So I've got that lace, and then I've got this pearl trim, little doodad flowers that I've added on top, another layer of lace with the beautiful pleated trim there, lace underneath here and lace throughout here also. So lots and lots of beautiful details, and my new stickles on her wings, so she's really sparkly and beautiful. A handmade flower here that I created out of the same shabby fabric. This is the shabby fabric from my stash. It's a lovely bluey pink sort of flower design, like a cameo design on like a blue background, a white background with the blue cameo. So really beautiful and shabby. I ruffled the top and I added it onto here also, added beautiful trims onto the top there. So lots of beautiful layering, this particular one. So as I mentioned, I'll pop all these boots as well as my perfume bottles and teapots on my Etsy shop, and you guys can go and check it out. So thank you so much for coming by and watching my vids of my latest creations, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.